happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. When Jesus comes. When Jesus comes.
Oh, Happy Day sings great any way you sing that song in my book. The choir is part of a well-kept secret in one of the world's poorest places. Kinshasa, Congo in Central Africa has the world's only all-black symphony orchestra.
And this Sunday on 60 Minutes, Bob Simon has the story of Kimbanga's Symphony and its founder, Armandi Jangenda. Here is a preview.
Beethoven. The week we were there, the orchestra was rehearsing Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. Not exactly starter music, but Armand was determined to take it on. And like a good general, he reviewed all his troops. The choir? Okay. The strings? Not bad. But the full orchestra? Not quite. French horns, he said, you're hitting it too hard. Be mindful of the echo, he told the string section. Finally, it all came together.
Bob Simon is here this morning along with Wynton Marsalis, who is sticking around with us. Tell us this story. This is unbelievable.
It's, you know, with all us reporters coming the world, it's really rare that you run into something you hadn't heard about that no one else has heard about. Yeah. This is amazing. There's been war going on in the Congo for more than 60 years, and there have been UN troops down there for just about as long. And one UN soldier, a German UN soldier, ran into this amazing thing in Kinshasa, a symphony orchestra. Goes back to Germany, tells a couple of friends of his who are filmmakers. Yeah. They shoot a quick documentary. Magali Laguerre, my colleague, runs into it. So we're down in the Congo. Quite amazing.
Found the story and let it sing.
Let it sing.
Well, you said before we started, Charlie, I was talking to Bob in the green room. He said, I guarantee you it will blow you away. Did it blow you away, Wynton?
More than that.
We're sitting there with our mouths open. Yeah.
Tell us how you felt, what you saw.
Well, I feel that it shows something about music. People, another tradition, they speak another language now, the language of Beethoven. Yeah. And the music can teach you so much when you encounter it wherever you are, because it's universal music. It's a universal statement. And the type of love and joy they played with. I got full when I saw it the first time, just the orchestra with their instruments. And
Beethoven is one of the few good gifts that Europe has ever given Africa.
Hey.
So how often do they get to rehearse and perform? Who
they
gets to see them?
They rehearse every day, and nobody gets to see them.
Nobody gets to see them?
No, nobody did until 60 minutes.
Yes.
Until Sunday.
Until Sunday, right.
They've played with embassies down there, but embassies aren't very good communicators, so the word never got around. And they just, the idea that they would take on Beethoven's Ninth in German. Now, the choir is amazing. Kids are not born with violins, so it takes them a while to learn it. But everyone's born with a voice, and the voices of these people in the choir are blow away.
I cannot believe, and Brother Marsalis knows something about this, that having seen what you have seen and having brought it to 60 Minutes in that wide audience, that they can't be brought to America. There cannot be an opportunity for them.
They'll be here.
They'll be here.
They'll be here.
Know something?
Wynton, you know people.
You cannot keep great music down.
People will be so moved by the piece.
I think that's right. I think they'll get lots of offers. The question is whether they'll get visas, because the State Department can be pretty sticky about that. But I sure hope the State Department says yes. They're going to get offers, and they should be here. They deserve to be
Wynton,
here.
you raised a good point, though, where you talk about music being universal. Because sometimes I can hear a song and not even understand the language, but it makes the hair stand up on the back of your neck.
Right.
Would you talk about that? Because I so agree with you.
Well, I think somebody like Beethoven is one guy in a room somewhere, isolated from the people in his culture. They knew he was a genius. And he had a thought of universal brotherhood. He has nothing to do with the Europe that went all over the world and took stuff from people. He was giving something to people.
Right.
So that's why over time he stands to represent that ideal.
Can you imagine if you've ever walked into a room back in the 19th century and said to Beethoven, listen, Ludwig, they're going to play you in the Congo.
Yeah, he probably would have said, yeah, they will.
In a word, was there a moment that stood out? Just
Yeah, the Ode to Joy at the last movement of the Ninth Symphony. Listen, we've been around, we're fairly jaded, but that brought us all to tears.
Yeah.
oh boy.
Yeah, it's
Thank you, Bob Simon.
Isn't it nice to be fairly jaded but still be able to be brought to tears?
Indeed.
I like it. I like it. Thank you, Bob.